No recap. A lonely piano refrain echoes through your head as you sleep. It feels like it goes on forever, clumsy and uncertain of itself, stopping and starting at random. As you start to wake up, you realize the music is following you from your dreams, continuing even as your mind reforms itself into something solid and coherent. And when it stops, you can't help but jolt fully awake, your eyes flying open at the sudden realization that you don't feel the ancient masters beneath you, and you don't smell the now familiar dampness of the covers. You're not in your room. The shock of your surroundings jolt you to full wakefulness, and you quickly get to your feet, stumbling slightly as you realize the floor beneath you is oddly tilted. Best part of the Night Lobster demo is the low-key hot Minotaur boss. Debatable to me. What floor is he on? Your barely conscious thoughts desperately claw through your memories of the past day in an attempt to grasp at a where before settling on the only answer that makes sense. You found yourself in some truly neglected part of the estate. What you've seen of the sprawling manor looks lovingly cared for compared to these peeling walls, warped floorboards, and overwhelming, stifling, stale air. You can feel it coating your lungs in filth with every breath. You must be in the forbidden wing. There are two doors out of the barren room. One is a normal doorway, leading into what you assume to be a hallway. The other is a door that must have once been hidden, though the ruined state of the wallpaper has robbed it of its secrecy. Investigate the once hidden door. There doesn't seem to be a clear way to open it, beside the brass circle where a handle should be. Try looking through the hole where the handle used to be. You lean forward, peering into the narrow opening at what lies behind the door. It's your room, which means you'd be able to slip right back into the safety of the rest of the house if you could just manage to find the handle. Try forcing the door anyway. You push on the wall, it doesn't budge. You try messing with the metal contraption that stands in place of the door's handle, tugging and jiggling and pushing on it in every which way, and still nothing. Continue deeper into the forbidden wing. I don't remember. Floor 7? Oh my god. You make your way carefully across the slanted room and deeper into the forbidden wing. Before you is a long hallway. Dust dances in the weak sunlight, beaming in through cracked glass. A tinge of mildew stings your nose, warning you away, though there's nowhere else to run to now. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Ornate entryway, why not? Make your way to the dark doorway in the middle of the corridor. It's a parlor. Of course, the Scarlets of old would have had a dedicated space to entertain their guests. It would feel elegant if not for the massive crack that runs the entire length of the floor. The air here stinks of mildew. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There is a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Something else catches your eye too, a bookshelf, or rather what's left of a bookshelf, hanging by a single rusted hinge. Its sagging shelves reveal some sunless space beyond, once hidden, now exposed by the rot of this house. Examine the painting. Painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited: the town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting. The church, and then there's somewhere you've yet to see, the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. To be fair, we didn't really go into the church. I'm wondering if there's a carving there. I'm wondering if there's a carving at each of these locations. A faded bronze plaque beneath reads, "In commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project. Let the past never be forgotten." This is like Blueprint's evil timeline. Examine space beyond the broken bookshelf. Across the parlor, testing each careful step along the way, and duck between the collapsed shelves of the old bookshelf. Oof. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains standing, its occupants dusty but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Hello? Hello? Yeah? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell a story about my cat. So last night at like 3 in the morning, both me and my partner were woken up by my cat, the one that is now here. Who's let me just be clear here. I'll describe my cat for a moment. He's pretty he's like the most, I wouldn't say he's, I wouldn't say he's gentle. Like, he is gentle. Like, he doesn't hiss ever or bite or scratch or do really anything with like violent intent at all. He's a little clumsy. Also, when we got him, he's missing half the teeth in his mouth. So when he meows, you can only see half, like the set on the left side of his face are intact. I should say the left side of the face facing you, so like his right set of teeth are still there. But like, he's only got the one fang. And he's only got like chompers on his right side of his face. Okay. And last night we're woken up by him, and he's making a very strange sound. And we thought that maybe he was like, there's something wrong with him. He was making this like cry of like, you know, this like wail, like wah, you know, like different from how he usually speaks to us, like something a bit more desperate. So we both get up, we go and check out on him, and he leads us to like the couch in the living room, and he's looking under the couch and he can't quite get underneath, and he's looking underneath, and my partner looks under and says, there's a mouse under there. And we generally don't get mice at all, but there's a mouse. And Percy was like trying desperately to get the mouse, and he couldn't get it, so he was letting us know, hey, there's a mouse and I can't get it, please help me out here. So we both jiggle the couch, and the mouse like makes a desperate run to like a shelving unit, and neither of us are really on the ball. We're both tired, so we didn't get it. I go and get a container, and then we, you know, kind of fish it out from the container. Except no, we don't. So the mouse is in the shelving unit, and I'm just kind of like pulling stuff out of the shelf, and then Percy runs in and grabs the mouse with his like mostly just gummy mouth and runs away with it. Not like fast, just kind of like trots away with it, like, I got it, I got the mouse. And I go and like, you know, I don't grab him, I just kind of hold on to him, and he drops the mouse. I have the container, I put it on top of the mouse. Mouse is in the container. We look at the mouse. The mouse looks like it had been in a car accident but survived, like totally just not harmed at all. But it, like they were just wet, and all of their hair was tousled. The hair was just like all over the place. Like, they looked like they had gotten out of bed and just like rolled over, and is like, they're, you know, but they're fine, right? They're terrified. They're like, you cannot imagine what I've seen. And then I, you know, put some cardstock under the thing and then threw it outside, because I do not want to kill a mouse. naive enough to think that if I, toss the mouse outside, that it will not come back. Maybe, although I don't know. I've heard that mice in general will actually not approach your home because of the smell of cats. Like both the bathroom, like the cats have a smell and it wards off mice. They're smart enough to stay away from cats. This mouse was not super quick and not very bright, it didn't seem, but he survived. And my cat, with like half the teeth missing in his mouth, managed to catch a mouse. So what the lesson here is: never give up on your dreams. You are capable of greatness. And even though he couldn't get the mouse initially, he went and approached his support group, which was us, and asked for help. And that's the important lesson here. He's like, I can't get it, please help me. And we did. It was a group effort, but we wouldn't have been able to do it without him. It's been so long since I've seen your cat. Well, he mostly looks the same. Here, I'll take a picture of him now. How about that? And when we of course gave him some treats, because gotta reward the cat for catching a mouse. He's a very derpy looking cat. Like my cat Percy he always has a blep. He's not one of those cats where like, oh, there it is, the blep, it's visible. No, he always has a blep. He is constantly blepping a little bit. Oh, these are like not great pictures, if I'm being real. Not a great picture. There's the champion cat that caught the mouse. All of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive looking antique desk in the center of the room. Booksmart. Examine the bookshelf. Look at that. Booksmart doing anything. Maybe the collection of literature can help you learn about this room's occupant. You approach the shelf, your eager eyes poring over titles for anything that seems to stand out. He's in his favorite position right now, which is just to like hang over my arm while my hand is on the keyboard. He's a fan of this position so much so that if I'm on the couch, he'll try and recapture it, but it doesn't work on the couch because the arm is too high. So he just kind of like tries, and then he's like, why not? Why do not? The upper shelves are mostly classic fiction: Moby Dick, Shakespeare, various Dickens novels, nothing that stands out as particularly interesting. The bottom shelf seems to be home to reference books, heavy volumes of long outdated construction law, treaty on various aspects of the coal industry, but there's also a book on city planning that stands out to you. The spine is marked with a dot. You pull it out, the shelves above shifting precariously as if the book held some load-bearing purpose. Oh, look at that. The instant you crack its spine, a slip of paper falls out, ancient and fragile and yellowed with age. Okay, I have to imagine that this is where all of the carvings are. So we've got one in the Scarlet City Hospital, one in the mines. I have to imagine that this is Scarlet. This is the manor, the estate, which means we would have one in the town hall. No, this is the Scarlet Estate, so there's no carving at the estate. So what is this? Interesting. Oh, do you think that could be Stella's house? Or somewhere around there? And judging by the highlighted landmarks, it's a map of Scarlet Hollow. Town hall, the old hospital, the mines, all places where stone carvings had been buried. There's one more circled area as well that looks to be a patch of farmland. Well, we're missing a good chunk of the map here, so undoubtedly there's one more. You haven't paid this location a visit yet, but judging by the way the other buildings have had their ways of drawing you in, it's probably only a matter of time. Wait a minute, there was the ghost, right? That might have been, what's his name's house? You carefully fold the map. Oh, there's the library. Was the library also the town hall? Did they mention that? That might have been the one that the ghost was in. No, that doesn't make sense. Carefully fold the map and shove it into a pocket. Examine the desk. You carefully fold them open the top drawer. Top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. Would that be like Enoch Scarlet? Or Edwardine Scarlet? Or a secret third thing that we don't know yet? Underneath you find a pile of crumbling financial documents. Scrawled in neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. There you go. This must be his desk, meaning this must also be his study. And at the very bottom of the drawer, you're surprised to find a face you recognize staring back up at you. An antique photographer of a young man, his blonde hair nearly white against the dark sepia background. It's Teddy. He looks almost exactly the same as he did in your vision, almost. There's a carefree look in his eye that seems to have faded by the time he found his way to that hospital bed. Yes, Stella said they repurposed the town hall to be a library. It's also where the dog office was. But that's not where I found the ghost, right? That's not where the ghost carving was? Bottom drawer offers some resistance as you try to pull it out. It seems that it was locked, though the bit of metal attempting to hold it shut seems to have rusted to the point of uselessness years ago. It gives in with a sharp tug, rotting wood splintering softly somewhere within the century-old desk. Inside you find a strange collection of glass vials. Their surfaces are clouded over, but you can make out what seems to be paper, preserved somehow inside the containers, a hint of writing inside, visible at the edges. You reach for one of them, twisting the cork. Are these like curses? Unseals with a pop, releasing a smell like an old pond, like decaying leaves and damp earth. There's water in there. You tug at the corner of the slip of paper and it unfurls, the writing across the surface as crisp and clear as if it had just been written. To Miss Maeve, I know it has been several years since my last visit, but I do hope you remember the young lad who used to find himself at your doorstep, more than you probably would have liked. I write you now with the utmost urgency. I'm not sure if news has yet reached you regarding what transpired just yesterday. Many lives were lost. Is this about the mine collapse? The ghost was in the annex building where Oscar lived, technically below the town hall library. I see. The town is in a frenzy. I hope to mitigate some of the damage that has been done. Thus must speak with you at once. I attempted the journey to your place of residence, but was unable to locate it. You once told me of another way to reach you, and though it seems nothing but a half-remembered fantasy, I am acting in desperation. I can only hope this letter finds its way to you, as you once said it would in my hour of need. I must meet with you at your soonest convenience. Sincerely, E.S. The paper dissolves just as you finish reading the last few lines, as if it finally realized that it had been submerged all these years, turning to useless pulp between your fingers. It's a good thing you're a fast reader. It's unlikely you'll have the chance to return here, and the vials are too delicate to carry with you. Keep reading, keep reading. Miss Verena, trouble with tea. Your presence requested at once. And another, Verena. Know what you tried. Do not appreciate the attempt at subterfuge. Thought we both knew what was at stake here. The boy has been dealt with. Expect me this evening for in-person discussion. Some of these letters are addressed to Miss Maeve and some to Verena. All are signed E.S. You assume these have to be from Enoch. Many seem unimportant, just listing a time and place. You assume meetings between Enoch and whoever this Verena may have been. There's no way that Verena would be, what's her name? The witch. Before you know it, the drawer is empty, the floor around you scattered with drained vials, the air stinking of wet rot. Before you step away from the desk. You follow the path laid out in the dust. Takes you up a flight of stairs, the way down blocked by debris. You find yourself on the third floor of the estate for the first time. There are more footprints leading all the way down the hall and into the farthest door. Sybil? Move the boxes from in front of the nearest door. Boxes slide out of the way with a bit of elbow grease. You push past them into the room beyond. The room is coldly empty. The large antique bed is made. Its sheets ancient and dusty, but still somehow giving off the feeling of tidiness, even with cobwebs stretched between each corner of its four-poster frame. You step towards the desk, its drawers practically overflowing with stationery. As you sift through paper, it quickly becomes clear to you whose room this is. There are stacks of bills in Edwardines' name, filling nearly every drawer. And even once you manage to get past the layers of envelopes and trifold paper, you hit a permafrost of receipts. It seems she was doing her best to be meticulous and hold on to any scrap of paper that might possibly be important. But when you reach the bottom drawers, you find something entirely different. Greeting cards, letters, small wrapped packages, some open, some sealed, some crumpled into messy balls. You open one of the cards. Both pages are taken up by a handwritten note. Tabby, hope you're doing well. Not a day goes by that I don't miss you. Hope Pearl Ann treats you to your best Christmas yet. I'm not sure what sort of doodads you're into these days, so I sent a little something that made me think of you. I made sure they were the best shells of the bunch. Not sure how rare any of them are, but they're awful pretty. They've still got the beach smell. Make sure you put your ear up to them, too. It doesn't compare to the real thing, but it comes close enough. In case you think that makes me a cheapskate, I made sure to send along a little cash, too, so you can get yourself something a little nicer than glorified beach trash. Make sure you get Pearl Ann to take you to the nice toy store, because that's where I'd take you if I was there. If you get the time, I'd love to hear from you. I miss you so much. Tabby. And I'm always thinking of you. You can come out and visit me anytime. I know you've always wanted to. See what it's like out east. I've made sure to write out my address on the back of this card just in case you didn't know how to get a hold of me. Been missing you. My incredible, wonderful, amazing daughter. All my love, Dad. You pull out another from closer to the top of the pile. Happy birthday, Tabby. It's me again, your old dad. The big 2-0. Can't believe my daughter is such an adult. In my mind, you're still that bouncy little kid doing cartwheels on the front lawn, telling me what various sounds animals make, like you're the professor of animal noises. I have no idea if you read these, but I'll keep writing them, even if sometimes it feels like I'm writing them to a ghost. We haven't spoken in almost 15 years. You're a whole human being now, and I have no idea what you're like. I like to think we'd get along, though. This is very sad. As always, my address is on the back. I hope you'll decide to come visit me one of these days. I've got a guest room all set up, just in case. It's always ready for you. Love you, and I always will, no matter who you turned out to be. There are years and years of these. The bottom drawer is almost entirely unopened envelopes, dated from when Tabitha would have been just a kid. All from him. You pocket a few of the cards. Make your way to the closet. So this is Tabitha's room? Seems Edwardine kept things neat and orderly, or as neat and orderly as she could, considering the decaying state of the place. Do you think she ever actually received these? Oh, that's an interesting point. Can't help but notice that these dresses look strikingly like the style Tabitha wears. You can imagine Pearl Ann sifting through Edwardine's old trunks of clothes, recycling moth-eaten vintage dresses for her daughter to place in place of buying anything new. The only thing here, besides her clothes and shoes, is a box, shoved off to one side. You pick it up. Child-sized overalls, striped shirts, a small pair of trousers with suspenders still attached. One of those little sailor suits boys from the 50s were always wearing. When you pull out the last shirt, a note is revealed tucked away in the bottom of the box in a protective plastic sleeve. It's scrawled in almost illegible handwriting, written in some thick brown watery ink that's cracked with age. Mommy, I am in here too, and I love you. Your hands tremble, the note somehow making the tips of your fingers feel dirty, even as it sits behind a layer of plastic. You drop it back into the box, once again covering it with the clothes, shoving it back into the recesses of this forgotten closet where it belongs. So that was Edwardine's bedroom. Given away by the achievement I just got. You return to the hallway. So, wow, okay. The space was clearly once a nursery, though no child has been in here for a long time. Check the bookshelf. Top shelf is occupied by antique picture books, Dick and Jane, books of nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tales. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing, practice workbooks. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. Your family may have been wealthy, but maybe not in joy. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks, gently turning the near-crumbling pages. Amazing to me that we have pictures for something as simple as this. Hey, Pastry. Gonna have to go back and watch this all through from the start. Missed a lot over the playthrough. Oh, no worries. You may not have missed as much as you think. I didn't play it, at least I didn't play it yesterday. I don't know if you missed the last session. The last session was pretty gruesome, I will say. I don't know if you saw that one. Reasons Mommy should take me and Mary Bell to the zoo. We have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. Mary Bell says elephants are so big and I would like to see it. See one. 3. I think it would be very fun and Mommy would have a good time. Oh, I see 2. These are 3 reasons. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexander Scarlet. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letter copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. The section that starts with the prompt, "Today I," Alexandra continues with, "talked to the boy in the wall." What a terrifying sentence. I talked to the boy in the wall. Edwardine had 3 kids. Mary Bell was grandma. Alexandra was her sister who went missing. Oh, is that the one that went missing? And Andrew was the stillborn. Okay. Alexandra is the one I suspect. I played with the idea that maybe she was Sybil, but I don't think that that's a good theory. If all of these practice books are the same, you wonder what else you'll manage to find under Today I. You grab the next copy, opening it to the first practice writing page. Today I told the boy in the wall about my family. Then the boy in the wall said he is happy. Do you think the boy in the wall is Alexandra? No way. Strawberry lemonade ginger ale is really good. All right, I'll see if I can get some. I haven't had ginger ale in a very long time, but I would definitely try strawberry. I am also sorry. Then the boy in the wall said he is happy. He has a kid to talk to. I'm also glad because Mary Bell is mean sometimes and tells me what to do. He is really nice and I hope he can come out of the wall to play with us soon. Today I told the boy in the wall that I am sad. He was really nice and told me he knows how to make Mommy be nicer to me. He said Mommy tucks him in every night and reads him stories and is never mean. And that if I was in the wall, Mommy would also be nice to me. He said there can only be one kid in the wall, so he will have to switch places. Carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees, the ground having crumbled away. The only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least for now. I wonder if that's a metaphor. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. The room is starkly empty, save for a rug and a few candelabras. Oh my god. Candelabras. A lack of dusty old boxes and rotting antiques mark it as distinct from the rest of the cluttered, forgotten space that you've explored. Is that a little bit of a maybe of a pentagram we got there? Oh, did stream die for a second there? That sure was a Scarlet Hollow moment. Oh, I hadn't even realized this was an option. Yeah, today I ate dinner with Mommy. She said she made me special dinner and she sat with me the whole time and I was a good girl and ate it all. Mommy was proud of me. It was a good day and I am happy. Lack of dusty old boxes and rotting antiques mark it as distinct from the rest of the cluttered, forgotten spaces you've explored. No, don't continue. What's under the carpet? Continue forward towards the door on the far side of the room, and then you trip over the carpet. Nope. You exit into a short hallway. I'm sure I need some kind of trait in order to see what that was. How many locks do we need? There are stairs here leading back down to the lower floors, but there is also another door. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The door frame itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond time and time again. We've already seen that, like, horrible... maybe I should not have a picture of my cat anymore. It might be ruining the vibe. You step forward. You step forward. Oh, look, it's the creepy doll. Yeah, we've already seen that monsters can exist in this town, so this is pretty... This was a prison cell. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. What is that on the bed? A doorknob, okay. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with nonsense of desperate crawling. Goodbye, Percy Side-Eye, yep. Why was the cat pic there? Because I was telling a story about my cat. And in Maine mentioned that they hadn't seen my cat in a bit. So I put the cat back up there. So we could see my cat after the story. But the cat was ruining the vibe. The one window set high in the... And then I read the word candelabras and then I ruined the vibe forever. The one window set high in the far wall is fitted with thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold the imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping. It adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Your eyes are drawn to the massive, almost letters. Dug as deep into the brick as this cell's prisoner could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. And then one final detail grabs you, a metallic glint from the filthy, bare mattress, a doorknob. This is what you've been looking for. Was it left here for you? And you take it. A sound wraps around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys, played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hall. You've come this far. Clearly you're meant to go just a little further. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways, hidden away behind the expansive rooms of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough, you see light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of a nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorienting you as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. You found your way to the first floor, but you've yet to confront your guide. Finish what you started and find the piano player. How could you not? The musician plays on as you move cautiously through the dark, the slope now so dramatic it feels like walking downhill, jagged remains of the floorboards jutting out like splintered trees. Well, I mean, of course it's Wayne. The flow of notes finally stops as you reach an open doorway to what was once a music room. Wayne stands from the bench of a battered grand piano, turning to face you. So now you've seen it, Murphy. He makes his way down the tilted floor towards you. A breeze passes by him, carrying with it the smell from the wound that is his body. I hope you enjoyed the show. He stops just a few paces away, and I trust you understand the implications of everything you've seen. If you aren't careful, and you put your faith in the wrong people, things could go very, very wrong for you. What's with the dramatics? Isn't this all a little theatrical? There were things you needed to see, and I doubt you would have been interested in a private guided tour, not when I am the one who would have been giving it. And once I had helped you find what you needed to find, I wanted you to choose to come to me, to know you were truly open to a conversation. I'm here, aren't I? Can't you see I trust you? You can tell me whatever it is you want to know. You want me to know. Do you want to be somebody else's puppet, Murphy? I can guide you to where you need to be, but it's up to you to open your eyes. The witch holds some of the final pieces. Find her. Pry them from her hands, and then everything should start falling into place. You have no idea who he could be talking about, unless you're already starting to forget about her. Memory is a disloyal thing, isn't it? Physical, easily manipulated. But something being missing from your head doesn't mean it's gone from the world. I remain silent. Meow. Yeah? Okay. I don't know who you're talking about. Or you'll remember when you need to. Why was the doll in that room? She liked it, so I liked it too. It was nice to see it again after so many years. Who lived in that last room? I did. I'd been in that room a long, long time. Though my being free now is meaningless in the grand scheme of things, the town itself is enough of a prison that I might as well be stuck in behind that door. But at least I'm free enough to warn you. So Wayne was the boy on the wall. I mean, it makes sense. What do you mean the town is a prison? I can't leave. No one really can. As it stands now, Scarlet Hollow doesn't like letting go of its prisoners. They may be able to cross the town line, but not without paying a price. That can be changed, though. It wasn't always this way, and it was never meant to be. We can put an end to it. Does Tabitha know about all this? Of course. Why do you think she invited you here? She didn't know me then. It's different now. We've bonded. Remain silent. I've given you a glimpse into one of your possible futures. Whether you choose to believe me or not is up to you. But I urge you to consider believing what your eyes have shown you. Your freedom is on the line. Flirt. This is so tempting on a just morbid level. It's just really funny to me. I can't imagine there's any possible end there, but it's just really funny to me. Hold on. Sorry to bring the mood, like completely just rob the mood of all presence. But I want to see for a second here. Can I do Control F here? No, I can't. I don't want to spoil myself at all, but I would like to see the percentage of people that that have romanced Wayne. Romance the zombie. There's something really messed up about that, right? Right? Like, that's really messed up. I don't believe you. I don't know what to think. I trust you, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about any of this. I don't really trust Wayne, but I don't really trust anybody except maybe Stella in her weird messed up way, and Avery, maybe. And Kanika. Percentage was about 15%. Me? Did you romance Wayne? Wayne's shoulders seem to relax slightly as if he's relieved. Good. Our enemies rely on keeping us divided. They know how much stronger we can be together. Be careful who you trust. I will always be there when you need me. I'm sorry, I didn't romance Wayne, and I just don't think I should. But the fact that it's 15 to 20% is really funny. His shining eye is watching you unblinking from behind his veil before finally disappearing back into the darkness of the estate. Nothing left for you to do here but leave. I should have saved and tried it, just to see what the reaction is. You make your way back to where you woke up and slot in the handle into the secret door on the wall. It twists and the door pulls back and you stumble through your closet and back into your bedroom. You lean against your door frame, relieved at once again having sturdy, whoa my god, sturdy unsloped ground beneath your feet and moderately clean air to breathe. Wah. Wah. What's up? Wah. What is up? Wah. What, you want to come up? Again? Wah. Come here. I thought you did save. I saved at the beginning, but I didn't save in that dialogue. I could save now, but I could also go through all of that and then it's fine. I'm not gonna do that. A future playthrough, maybe. The estate has gotten to you. After the events of this morning, your body burns with a ferocious itch to leave this place behind, to be anywhere but here. Okay, wait, hold on, wait a minute. What about the peanut butter sandwich? Yes, but not in my main. It's really interesting, actually. Fun. The prospect is interesting to me, but not for romantic reasons or like honestly, I just want to know what's Wayne's reaction to that. Like, I don't know. He's an interesting character. I do like Wayne. He's like both menacing but also like strangely very helpful. New music, you're right, new music. This is the panic music, I think. You leave in a haze, mindlessly grabbing clothes and an uncharged phone, barely even noticing your surroundings as you rush outside, the morning's revelations seizing your body and mind alike with a suffocating grip. The cell, the doll, Wayne's insinuation that Tabitha has known about all of this, and even more that she has partaken willingly in your family's crimes. Not only that, but she has designs for you. Is it true? I can't jump to any conclusions just yet. I was shown what someone else wanted me to see. That's true. Everything you found in the Forbidden Wing could have been the work of an unreliable narrator. Not that it saves you from the ever-tightening grip of anxiety strangling your lungs. The events of this morning aren't the sort of thing you can casually remove to the back of your mind. You have to do something. Wayne said I needed to find the witch. I should do that before doing anything else. Now isn't the time for unnecessary confrontations. He notably didn't tell you to take this to Tabitha. Only you have no idea where to even begin finding this witch, or for that matter, who she, you assume she's a she, could possibly be. Think harder. The harder you think, the more easily the answers seem to slip away from you, as though you're trying to grab onto dry sand on the beach. You can only hope that the witch Wayne spoke of will reveal herself in time. Time right now feels like a precious resource. The weight of this morning sits on your shoulders, driving you into the ground. You have to do something to make it stop. Only way out of this is by finding the rest of the stone carvings, alone if I have to. Anything you're doing right now that isn't finding the rest of the stone carvings is a stall. Thanks to your discovery in Enoch's hidden study, you know where the next one is and the roads you have to take to get there. But it's also a miles-long walk. If you go there now, alone, you're committed. Go to the farms? Let's do a save. I shouldn't go off on my own right now. I should find someone I can trust before I do anything else. Scarlet Hollow is a downright dangerous place. It's only gotten more dangerous with each passing day. If you just manage to throw yourself into the arms of someone you can actually trust, maybe they can help you. Maybe you don't have to deal with this alone. Can you trust anyone? Personally, who's Bo? Oh, trigger warning reminder. I'm so goddamn bad at this. I'm sorry. This is chapter 5. Implied child death, animal death, realistic gore, murder, psychosis, major character death, police violence, gun violence, body horror, implantation, parasites, gaslighting, emotional manipulation and abuse, betrayal, transphobia, loss of bodily autonomy, loss of mental autonomy, dubious consent, unwanted sexual advances, suicide, parental abuse, child neglect, mention of stillbirth. Sorry. Bo is Duke's son, the one with the baby face. Oh, I don't know him at all. To be honest, the only person here I truly... Why is Kanika not on here? I'll tell you what I kind of want to do. This is what I kind of want to do. I kind of want to say Sybil. I'm hoping that doing that just drives me towards Sybil quicker, and because I suspect that she is actually my adversary. She is actually like manipulating me somehow, and would be able to use this to get me to her quicker and just like put a pin in that a little bit. But I have a funny feeling if I do this, then it commits me to trusting her, and that might actually lead to like a very bad ending. Alternatively, I kind of want to do Avery, because I honestly do trust Avery more than any other character here. More than Wayne. I can trust Wayne and not have him, you know, with me. I don't trust Stella. Not because I don't think she means ill will. I don't think she is a malicious person, but she's just not going to be helpful in the way that I need her to be. IMO. What about Frou Frou? What about Frou Frou? She's not on this list. And oh, that's true. I didn't get to say goodbye to Frou Frou. So I don't know. I'm gonna do Sybil just to experiment. This is one of the few times I've been mostly like just doing this run and running it as it goes, but this is the one time I'd like to try this, and if it doesn't go the way I want it to, then I'm going to come back to this moment. You can trust Sybil, you know that with certainty. Who was Sybil again? Your brow furrows for a moment, thinking and remembering, and thinking and going through the past few days, and remembering and thinking and contemplating, and trying to piece together whatever it was that you were supposed to be doing anyways. It was something important, that's right. You're trying to figure out who you can trust, given everything that happened to you this morning. Can you trust anyone? Interesting. Interesting. Do we just forget them? Interesting. So picking Sybil here, I seem to forget her. I feel like the devs saw this coming and were like, no, not yet. So in that case, I'm going to commit to this. And I'm going to pick Avery. Reese would probably be loyal at least. Reese. Oh, that Reese is an option? Oh yeah. Hell yeah. We should use Reese. Avery's the one I trust the most. Sybil. Yeah, I would do Reese because I wouldn't want to put Avery at risk. Sybil is the most interesting one. Weirdly, I think Kanika had a prerequisite. Oh, okay. All right, well, let's I'm gonna save. Well, I'm not gonna save. I'm gonna pick Reese. He's more powerful than anyone I know. He is certainly the most powerful thing you can think of in Scarlet Hollow, despite Wayne's boasting to the contrary. And power is what matters right now. Only you have no idea where to even begin looking for him. Perhaps if you're lucky, he might come to you in your most desperate moments, but praying for that to just happen right now doesn't quite quiets the immediate urgency demanded by the present. There must be somebody else you can go to, right? Well, I guess with that in mind, Avery. Avery hasn't wronged me. And that's a good enough reason as any to trust someone. Go to the diner. Wayne said you seem to have forgotten something earlier. Yeah, I mean, my memory has been played with fast and loose in terms of Sybil's presence in the world. I definitely think she's the cat she was talking about. Weird that she would warn me about herself, though. I don't know. You arrived just outside the diner, breathless and panicked. And you just happen to catch Avery as they're slipping out the front door. Oh, hey. Look like you've got the devil chasing you. It's all right. Nothing's after you. Not as far as I can tell. What's got you rushing out here so early? Just excited to see me? Tell them everything. If Avery turns out to be the cat, the person of malice, I will be very disappointed, but honestly, well played. You had me. You honestly had me in the first half, you know? You try to take a few deep breaths and stutter out the story of your strange morning. Avery nods along, their eyes widening as you describe everything you saw in the estate. Waking up on the dusty floor, the ruined parlor, the map, the cell. What the hell? Holy shit. Avery looks different? Yeah, he changed his clothes. That's who I was when the ghost possessed me. Whoever was in that room, that's crazy. Charlie must have met them. That was, what, the 40s? 50s? Wait, we didn't know that, did we? We didn't know who Avery was. Wayne said he was in there, which means that your family has been stuffing people in there for decades. You haven't let Tabitha know, you know, right? No, why do you ask? Because all this has been sitting around in her house for her whole life, and she, what, never saw any of it? Never went looking? She just did exactly what her family told her to do and never found out about this stuff? I'm not saying she's definitely in on it, but I am saying she doesn't look the most innocent right now. I mean, the way Stella tells it, Tabitha's been pretty strict about not letting anyone into any of the rooms you found this morning. Sounds to me like somebody who knows they have secrets to protect. What if she knows? That doesn't mean we know what she thinks about all of it. Why is the fact that I already think she knows because Wayne told me she knows not an option here? I guess we really need to go talk to her now, I suppose. Seems like I'm being a little pigeonholed, to be honest. We don't know that. We should confront her. I don't know about confront. That doesn't sound like it'll end well, even if she's completely innocent. Still, whatever you want to do, I'll do it with you. Though you did catch me at a little bit of a bad time. I just got a call from Julius about some plant emergency he needs my help with. I promised I'd go up there right away. Oh, is that the farm? Since he's not really the kind of guy who asks for help, means it must be pretty serious. I'm sure he wouldn't say no to an extra pair of hands. When he's letting me borrow the car so I can get you wherever you want to go afterwards. Could help you skip town if that's what you want to do. I've got some friends in Charlotte who would put you up. I have a horrible feeling if I tried to do that, Avery would... Picking the one I trust the most means I'm picking my potential sacrifice to leave the town. Because Wayne made it pretty clear that the town is a prison unless you pay a toll, basically. So I think the game is kind of setting you up to, like, you're picking someone you actually, like, really care about to then make them a potentially, bad sacrifice. I've got some friends in Charlotte who would put you up. In that case, I probably should have picked Stella, if I'm being real. No, that's not fair. I wouldn't pick Stella either. I think I don't know who I would pick. I wouldn't pick Stella, and I wouldn't pick Tabitha either. I don't think I would pick any of the characters. Unless I knew for sure that they were, like, they had malice. If that's what you want to do, I've got some friends in Charlotte who would put you up. They surprise you by leaning in, wrapping you up in a strong embrace, holding you tight against them. They smell like Winnie's biscuits, warmth clinging to their clothes. Doesn't last long enough. Before you know it, they're pulling away, patting you reassuringly on the shoulder. You've got options. Thank God. Yes, I'll tag along as long as we leave right after. This town is trying so hard to keep me here. It's always just one more thing. Yeah, let's go help with the thing. I have a feeling we're heading to the farm, and the plant thing is actually a carving. Are we leaving Avery hanging here then? No, of course not. We're gonna help him with the plant thing, and we'll play it out as we go. I'm playing this out pretty much like as it comes, and I'm trying to not do many takesy backsies if I can help it. Even if it means losing a character I do genuinely like. But I like all the characters. So, I don't know. Happy to help. Promise it won't take long. I don't know what kind of plant could require more than a few minutes of attention. Winnie's van is parked out back. Let's go. You and Avery get into their aunt's battered van, its tailpipe sputtering exhaust as it propels you towards Julius Tremaine's farm. After that, towards your freedom from this wretched place. As the trees part, the woods thinning and giving way to messy patches of scraggly and seasoned garden vegetables, you feel something familiar. You would have known it was here, even without what you discovered in the estate. There's a stone buried nearby, weaker than the others you felt, as if it's only just begun to stir. As you and Avery step out of Winnie's van, you find your thoughts drifting. You wonder what this carving might look like. You think of the others and the visions they showed you. You wonder what this one might have to share. His place is the one on the hill. We should go through the garage. That's the safest way. Hey, you're the kid who works at the diner, ain't that right? Yes, ma'am. Avery Murphy. Avery. Murphy and I are just going up to see Julius. Don't mind us. We'll stay out of your hair. Oh, so this is Murphy. I'm Irma Calloway, Duke's wife. The police said you was there when it happened. Don't tell me any details. I don't want to hear them. And that ain't what I stopped you two for anyway. Either one of you seen Bo this morning? Nope, I don't think so. Hasn't come by the dinner or diner or anything. I don't see him in there much, though, so that doesn't mean he's not around. Yeah, he prefers his mama's cooking. You two are heading up to see Julius? Seemed Bo may have had a similar notion. Said something to that effect last night over supper, since he's got it in his head that Mr. Tremaine stole that big pumpkin he was growing with his daddy. I didn't think he meant it. He's always been a good boy. Never started no fights or nothing. Figured he'd wait till the police handle things. But now I'm worried he got sick of waiting. If you two see him in there, you send him home. Tell him that pumpkin ain't worth breaking no laws over, alright? Will do, Mrs. Calloway. Did Bo ever find Duke's body? Could be out looking for him. No, he found him. Almost wish he hadn't with the way he was. He's been buried now. And Bo's been pretty quiet since, not himself. Hope you've been holding up all right this week, ma'am. Sorry for your loss. Ain't been easy. I know there's a lot we'll have to figure out about how we'll get by without him. But there's too much nonsense going on to think about. If you need any help this week, I bet I could get Winnie to get you two some free meals at the diner. I suppose that'd be awful nice of her. Can't say I have much to say about it just now, considering what's going on with Bo at the moment. Free biscuits don't mean much while my boy is still missing, if you can pardon my bluntness. There are ditchlings here. I see you've shot at least a couple. Ditchlings? There's a name for them things? I've kind of gotten used to them at this point. Is that bad? Wish I had that kind of luxury. Been wasting a whole lot of bullets on the things, trying to keep them away from our chickens. We're still down to our last few hens. Bo's been awful upset over that too. He raised them with his daddy. He cries whenever one gets snatched. I suppose Big Betty getting stole was a bridge too far after all that. Have you been seeing any animals with strange growths recently? That's where they come from, according to Murphy. They've been laying eggs in the local wildlife. And what's left of my chickens? Now don't say another word about them. I'd rather not have to know. I just want them to leave us alone. I know there's a stone here somewhere. We'll have to be careful. Bad things seem to keep happening around them. I wonder if this means we'll be in for a repeat of the whole ghost thing. Ghost? What are you two talking about? Are we leaving? No. There was this stone in the library that had a ghost haunting it. Part of why we came up here is because Murphy figured out there might be another on your property somewhere. I'm not one for that kind of superstition, but what you're saying is that there's something dangerous around here, is that right? More dangerous than the usual Tremaine nonsense? Don't worry, Mrs. Calloway. Murphy is powerful when it comes to this stuff. We'll take care of it. You don't have to worry. This seems so, like, pitiable. Have you seen anything weird and unexplainable around here lately? I mean, yeah. Well, there's them, what'd you call them, ditchlings? As you can see, we got plenty of those to worry about. Have a whole heap of dead ones in the back by now, stinking up the yard. There's supposedly bad omens, or omens of bad things to come. Don't need to be an omen, they're already brought enough trouble on their own. Can't say I've had much time for noticing anything else. That might be strange around here. My mind's been occupied. That man has laid a single finger on Bo. We'll see. Nah. Better start praying for Bo, ma'am. We'll go there and see what we can find, ma'am. We're on the case. We'll let you know what we can see in there. In the meantime, there's no use getting too worried, okay? For all you know, the two of them are just talking things out over coffee. Our Beau doesn't drink coffee. I think I'd better go and see about calling the police. Irma casts one last furtive glance towards the farmhouse on the hill. Then she hurries off, back to her own house, to call the local authorities. I guess we'd better get to it before someone shows up and stops us. Not that they're going to be in much of a hurry, knowing the Scarlet Hollow police force. That feels right. Something is tugging at you, the pull growing stronger the longer you wait. The sooner you're in the farmhouse, the better. Avery slips under the rusted metal door of the half-open garage, and you follow, clumsy with eagerness as the stone pulls you forward. Wait, careful, there's a... You trip over something as you try to straighten back up. The air is suddenly split, with a cacophony of aluminum, the sound of the door crashing to the ground behind you, stealing you both off from the outside world. Tripwire. Ugh. Oh, it's just a pumpkin. Well, at least it wasn't one of the bad ones. You're still in one piece, Julius. Oh, sorry, Julius can let us out when we're done. As the dust settles and your eyes finally adjust to the dark garage, your eyes fall on something unusual, nestled in the mess of untidy space, something strange and organic and large. The gutted corpse of Big Betty, the biggest pumpkin you have ever seen. Her stringy organs and intestines trail off from inside her slowly drying cavity, leading through the open door and into the old farmhouse. You want to follow the trail. It's leading you inside, closer to what you're looking for, but you at least have enough patience that you can wait for Avery to lead you safely forward. No need to set off any more of Julius's traps. What exactly did Julius call you about again? Something to do with plants. Though it kind of looks like I'm too late. I don't think the pumpkin is going to pull through. Not that he mentioned a pumpkin anyway, but who knows? There was some weird noise in the background that made him a little hard to make out, like a cat or something. A cat, huh? Might have just missed it. Looks like somebody's making the world's biggest pumpkin pie. I hope he saved some for us. Ha, you're funny. You should say that again when we see Julius. I'll pretend it's the first time you said it and laugh the same way so he won't know. Avery is such a real one. I love him so much. He's the best one to bring on these on the hijinks, because like he just has a very like grounded level head no matter what. Make sure you step where I step. Wouldn't want to step on this slip on this stuff and impale yourself on any rusty pitchforks. Carefully follow along behind it, Avery, letting them go first as they guide you into the house. Okay, that's a lot of plant. There are strange, fleshy growths between the floorboards, creeping their way up the walls. Avery seems unfazed by their presence, merely poring over them like oddities. Check these out. What are they, roots? You must have a tree growing in here somewhere. This plant is obviously not entirely natural. Nobody should be touching anything here until you know more about what's going on. Though apparently self-preservation instincts haven't kicked in for Avery just yet. Hey Julius, it's Avery from the diner. An older man's scratchy voice calls out from elsewhere in the house. Downstairs! That's where it is. Your thought is interrupted by some other sound rising up from below. This must be what Avery heard over the phone. It doesn't sound much like a cat to you, though. Anything I should look out for on the way down? Rug! That's all. Careful, Murphy. Don't step on the rug. Oh... They point up, and you follow their gaze. Above the rug, there is an axe attached to some kind of spring-loaded mechanism stashed between the ceiling rafters. Cool, right? It's like Home Alone in here. We don't have as many lives as the wet bandits, though, so look out. Stop touching those things. What if they're poison? Oh, I hadn't actually thought about that. Guess we'll find out soon enough. And then he goes back to touching it. How well do you know this guy exactly? Beau, are you here? Silence as you wait for an answer that never comes. Alright, we're coming down. Now hold on just a minute. Who is it you've got up there? The roots seem to shift as you pass through the open doorway, almost closing in, tightening around the edges protectively, but your ears are starting to ring. Tunnel vision closing in as the stone calls out to you. You've gotten too close now. It's managed to grab hold, pulling you forward, down the steps, eager to be seen. Ain't that Tabitha's cousin? What the hell? I didn't say you could bring a friend. So you tried to undermine me, witch. I should have known you'd try to find a way around the rules. You've trapped the town. This isn't what any of us wanted. You should nullify the deal before this gets any worse. It's just unhappy. I didn't think something like that would be so opinionated. But I have a plan to placate it. If it wants a less broken body, it can have one. Then we'll see it if it still feels cheated enough to hold a grudge. It's not too late, Enoch. You can let Eddie have the baby, and your family can go back to normal, happy and unburdened. I'll clean everything up. It can be like nothing ever happened. I'll even leave town. Manipulative hag. That's what you wanted all along, wasn't it? The whole ordeal was just an opportunity for you to have access to it. I know better than to hand an ounce of power over to you, Verena. Careful about the, his little finger things. He got me with those earlier. I'll keep him distracted. You try pulling. See if you can get him out. He starts bleeding pretty bad whenever I do that, man. I don't know if it's such a good idea. We'll try going slow. Ease him out. Someone screams, and something else screams with him. Inhuman. Ungodly. You come to the room. You come to, the room slowly solidifying around you. You are propped up against the far wall of Julius's unfinished basement. He's holding a gun, politely pointed at the floor, watching Avery from a distance. Bo lies limp in the corner. Oh, God. There is something attached to his chest, the source of the awful noise. It stutters with pained inhalations, matching Bo's unsteady breaths. Bo Avery's has explicitly only ever used they pronouns, I think? Okay, my bad. If we're looking at this like Junior here is a plant, which I guess he is, he's clearly got enough roots dug in that it just shreds Bo if we try to yank him out. Junior doesn't seem to like it much either. Of course he doesn't. You're taking away his life support. You don't want Bo dying down here. I mean, he's got a family, man. They care about him. I know it. As much as I hate the Callaways, I don't want my boy coming into the world with this on his conscience. That was the whole reason I got you down here. I thought you'd have some kind of smart-ass solution. But trimming the roots just made him dig deeper. Pulling seems to be killing Bo faster. He's as stubborn as his daddy, that's for sure. He's scared, too. He's getting defensive, trying to protect himself. I won't give up. You want help? I'll try to help. Maybe there's something else he can eat. Murphy, hey, you made it. Julius startles, straightening up, gripping his gun, tighter as the attention in the room falls on you. Which Verena? Who the fuck is Verena? Only which I know about is Sybil. Damn it, Avery. Is this one involved with her? I knew it. I knew she would try to send more bullshit my way. Wasn't happy with how much she already fucked us up, huh? Look, whatever she sent you for, I'll shoot you before you do it, so don't even try. I don't care who you're related to. Hey now, nobody has to get shot. Murphy is my friend. We're all friends here, okay? I'm glad you came too. I thought you were in pretty bad shape. You went out of the top of the stairs and tumbled the whole way down. If you feel pretty banged up, that's why. Helps that you went limp as a rag doll. They say that's how you fall proper. If you don't want to get too busted up. Not that I give two shits. I got enough lives to worry about already. Didn't expect I'd be hosting a damn party down here. His grumbling is interrupted by the muffled sound of sirens. God damn it, not this too. Come on, boy, hurry up and eat. Let's get you looking more like a person before I have to explain all this to anybody else. Sybil is a witch, but she's so nice and helpful. Sure is, not like she even tries to hide it. Sybil? She can do magic? I mean, I thought this was obvious. How did you find out? Don't get excited, kid. Knowing what I know just landed me in my current situation. It's best for you to keep your distance if you can. You hear me? Both of you shut up. We're all gonna sit in silence until the cops leave. Then we can continue to solve our situation in peace. Sound of footsteps upstairs, knocking. Silence falls over the basement, save for the synchronized, ragged breathing of the two boys. Tremaine, you home? Door opening. Entrance clear. Franklin, you can knock that shit off. Chances are the kid just found himself at the business end of one of Tremaine's doohickeys. You've got to be kidding me. No warrant, no nothing? Yep, I'm gonna hazard a guess that all we're gonna find is a body that'll need cleaning up. Poor Irma. Footsteps as the officers make their way further into the living room. I'm also gonna have to end the stream pretty soon, unfortunately. It might even be a cliffhanger. We'll see. Fuck the rug. Metallic twang, a thunk, and one pair of footsteps stops. Sheriff? Oh shit, Sheriff Hugby. It's okay, get it together. Can't panic. Just continue with your duties. This is part of the job. Secure the area. Oh my god. Officer Franklin appears at the top of the stairs. You down there? Down there, Murphy. Should have known. Of course you had something to do with this. You've been nothing but trouble. Julius aims. Franklin is too panicked to notice as he fumbles for his own gun. Julius, don't do this, man. You're making things worse. Put it down. Watch in muted horror. I actually don't really mind what happens here, except I guess if Avery gets hurt. He's gonna shoot you. I don't know who I'm saying this to, so you know what? Go for it. Huh? Well, I guess I was saying it to the cop. I didn't really want that. Seem to have thrown him off. He misses the next step, falling forward just as Julius's gun goes off. Julius carefully slides Officer Franklin's gun just out of reach. Since when are the police allowed to just barge into a man's home? This is private property. He's interrupted by hurried footsteps on the porch. You've got to be kidding me. Did you bring the whole squad? Sheriff, I heard a gunshot. Oh god, Sheriff. You hear the man stagger across the room. Derrickson, we're down here. Tremaine's got a gun. Damn it, Franklin. I'll call somebody. I'll call the doc. What is this shit? Tree roots? Sounds like my boy is doing what he can to protect himself. Strong already. He's barely just born. What is up? Is he like trying to help the baby? Why? That must have scared him. Looks like he dug himself even deeper. It's gonna be really tough to get those two apart now. That's alright. Change your plans. We're waiting this out. What in the hell have you gotten yourself into, Tremaine? I don't need to tell you a damn thing. You shouldn't be here. Neither should the Scarlet in the corner. I don't need all this attention. All this was meant to just be a family affair. It's not anymore. You invited me because you need help. Let's forget anything. Everything that's happened outside this room, okay? Here's our situation. Julius's son can't seem to live without something to eat. He's currently dug himself deep enough into Bo that tearing him out isn't an option. Not while he's as tense as he is now. Now with all the noise, I think he's more tense than ever. He's sealed us off. Then just kill the damn thing. Silence falls over the room. If any of you tries to do that, you'll die too. The conversation is interrupted by Bo shifting uncomfortably as the creature lets out a guttural moan. So what, we're just supposed to wait until Calloway's kid dies? The Calloway kid. That's exactly right. My kid gets born and we all forget this ever happened. Listen, clearly you need something. You woke up talking about the witch. You want to know where she is? I can tell you how to find her. If none of you does anything stupid, then I'll tell you what I know. Sound fair? The witch. What were the terms of this deal you made with the witch? When I caught her doing what she was doing, she offered me this ritual thing in exchange for my silence. Offered it right away. Like she could just see right through me. Knew exactly what I wanted most. I suppose what she didn't know was I'm not the kind of man who'd turn somebody in, anyway. Her business was her business. She didn't have to bother giving me some recipe to cook a boy from dirt, blood, and pumpkin seeds, but I took it anyway. Then I just sat on it for a while, till a moment of weakness. What was the ritual? Did you do something to Duke's pumpkin? It wasn't his damn pumpkin, it was on my property, and the only reason it got as big as it was is because I fed it my own blood every night since the day it was planted, bleeding on the dirt like some kind of Satan worshiper. If that don't make it mine, I don't know what does. God knows I just felt crazy doing it, though. I'm not proud to say my judgment was a bit clouded. I was in a bad way. Thought of bringing a boy into the world was just about the only thing that made me feel like I should stick around. Not that any of you need to know about all that. Only serves as explanation as to why I trusted her in the first place. But it makes you think that Sybil is the witch. She's just helpful. Oh, sure she is. She was all kinds of helpful once I had dirt on her that she wanted to be kept quiet. Hardcore mode unlocks when you reach chapter 4, if I recall. I don't know what else it entails. Probably no saves coming. But you get to take a third trait. Oh, interesting. Wow, that must open up a lot of possibilities. Maybe the possibility to save everyone, maybe? Probably not. Dirt? What did she do? She's always seemed really nice to me. Look, I'm a man of my word. She told me I'd get what I wanted. I told her she would get my silence. I'll stand by that. And of course all y'all think she's nice. Everybody in town drinks that tea. Seems to make people awful fond of her. Aha. Did the witch tell you how to take care of this thing once it's done? It's meant to be a kid when it's done. Other people seem to figure out how to raise those all the time. Don't need her giving me parenting tips. Most babies don't eat people to live, Julius. This doesn't seem that unusual to me, actually. Wait, Avery, what the hell, dude? What do you mean? I knew the tea was evil. The tea is evil. Isn't this kind of what babies do to their mothers? It's not like they're eating takeout in there for 9 months, you know. It does raise some questions about how we see the town when we know that our perception has already been altered about it. And I mean, our perception was already being altered by the carvings, the stone carvings. So the fact that we also have tea thrown in the mix there, and then probably whatever mold we're sniffing, we're like, you know, whatever hot glue we're sniffing in the Scarlet Manor. Like, we've got like 4 to 5 different stacking, like sense altering effects, you know? Exactly what the kids said. Bo squirms with discomfort. The baby seems to be digging deeper. Okay, well, let's explore the baby now. Dr. Kelly died last night. Even if Bo survives this, I don't think we can get him the help he needs on time. She's dead? How? Let's not. Right now. On my Street Smart playthrough, we went to the basement that made us old. Permanent consequence. You cannot pick all explore options anymore. You get exhausted after a few and missed info on Sybil. Oh, interesting. Her and her kid are both missing. Lots of blood at the scene. Whatever happened, it wasn't pretty. That makes this even easier then. The Calloway kid is dying no matter what. Are you sure? What exactly happens after this thing is finished? Do you think this is just going to be a normal kid? Would you say that about those little premature babies they keep in the incubators? We don't know what he's gonna look like, but that don't matter because he's my son and I love him and I know he'll get big and strong if he just gets himself enough food. Even if he doesn't change, he's kind of cute like this anyway. Avery, you're maybe a little too chill about everything, I gotta say. Definitely weird, but cute. Bo twitches, his skin blossoming with fresh bruises as the thing takes more of him. He looks like he's close to the end here. Someone has to destroy this thing and may as well be you. You've said enough. The only thing left to do is wait until the creature's finished. That's a tough choice. I don't know Bo, but like, this sucks. I don't really care about Julius's kid, if I'm being honest. I know he's got a gun and all. Life is unfair to you, so you, what, kill a man over it? What kind of man lets another man make his sacrifices for him? The hell would a city kid like you know about being a man? Apparently more than you. You know I'm a man, Julius, and I think you're a coward. Correction, Franklin. You're a pig, not a man. He sold your soul for some donuts and a shiny badge. I mean, that's true. Also, good news, the mic is definitely improvement, though I'm not sure of how much. Okay, great. You know, Julius, I actually think Murphy might be onto something. It's about connection, you know? You're having a stranger make the connection that should be yours. No, I'm not getting guilt-tripped into dying today. No one wants you to die. They just want to get rid of the kid. This is my one chance for things to go right in my life. Everybody else got their chances already. Don't I deserve mine? What about Bo, though? You're just killing him for that chance? Don't I deserve to see my boy open his eyes for the first time? Have you thought about what happens after this, Julius? The sheriff's dead. I should have disarmed that trap. I knew it. I just didn't think anybody else would be coming. Don't blame yourself, kid. The sheriff knew better. That's why none of these boys ever come around here. They know they've met their match. And to answer that thinly veiled threat of yours, I can't say I give much of a shit. Right now, in this moment, I'm here and my boy is here, and we've got our happy little family. You're gonna be tried for murder, Tremaine. But Julius doesn't answer. He just watches in silence as the shriveled creature continues to slowly kill Bo. I'm gonna save. And I'm gonna do something about this. Enough talking. Someone has to destroy this thing. It may as well be you. I think I'm up against the wire here. I would love to maybe explore other options as well, but every time I do, I think Bo gets closer to death. The waiting brings you to your limit, and then it brings you past it. You move quickly, diving across the small room, scooping up the shears on the floor as you zero in on Bo and the thing slowly eating its way through him. Hey. The shears come down on the thing, piercing its unnaturally soft chest. Bo's stolen blood pours out of its orifices in a thick juice. Bo gasps as if it's him you've stabbed, the thick veins under his skin expanding, writhing. No. You'll pay for this. Sorry, but I just don't really think that was a tough call to make. I don't really care for the kid over someone else, potentially. But this can go really badly. You whirl around to see his gun trained on you, your heart freezing in a split second of utter terror. But Deputy Franklin seizes his moment. He lunges for his gun, grabbing and aiming all in one cop movie motion, turning Julius' attention away from you. 2 shots are fired, so close together that it sounds like an echo. You scramble back against the wall. The aftermath of the momentary violence comes into focus, your ears ringing, muting your surroundings. The baby isn't moving. Bo, in contrast, shows clear signs of continued life, shifting uneasily despite the vines still embedded in his skin. And the 2 men, Franklin, gasping his last, bleeding profusely from a wound in his neck, and Julius a clean bullet wound on his temple, dead already. Can't see. Is he dead? He's dead. Did I save anybody? You saved me, thank you. This is gonna sound mean. I don't really care one way or another. Like this scenario, there's a lot of ways it could have gone, and I think that this is one of the ways I was willing to accept. I don't know Franklin either. I don't necessarily wish death on him, but I'd rather him over Avery if I'm being real. I was worried that that was going to become a problem for Avery. Franklin doesn't say anything else. He slumps, his chest no longer gasping any desperate sips of air through his mangled neck. The vines slacken, the womb no longer needing to hold itself together, now that the thing it was feeding has died, along with 2 of its prisoners. Did Bo die? The faucet in the corner of the room, finally unclogged, bursts to life and water pours out into the dirt, mixing with fresh blood and tissue into a charnel house slurry. Dad? Okay, Bo's alive. It's really dead, Julius. Julius and Franklin, they're both dead. And Bo, God, I don't think he's gonna be okay. I was supposed to help. You sure were. I wish you had, but like, what were you gonna do? It's okay. Just don't judge me for my choice, how about that? Start with that. Your hands are wet. The water is spreading, pooling around you, making the floor slippery with mud. Somebody finally trusted me enough to ask for help, and this is what happened. What if we can't save Bo? Why did they have to die? I was supposed to help and they died. Even the baby didn't know what it was doing. Didn't know didn't know it was hurting him. Avery, don't do this to yourself. I'm the one who went for it. But I'm the one he called. I'm the one he asked for help. The water is suddenly much higher. It rises up past your ankles. He trusted me. He had faith that I would fix things. It was my chance to do something right, and instead I just sat there and watched everyone die. Let's get the hell out of here before it floods. It's up to your chest now, there's no denying it. No one notices other than you. Your thoughts are swallowed by the flood. Finish episode 5. You feel like you're choking, there's water in your lungs, or there should be. Your ears are filled with the sound of a rushing current. It's cold and dark, and there are people screaming somewhere. There are bodies in the water with you. They are all dead. 1,000 corpses, 1,000 homes all torn to pieces. The blood recedes. A flood recedes. It hasn't happened yet. You are the mother of a daughter, and your daughter has told you about her terrible dream. It's going to kill everyone. You are not the one who had the vision, not yet. It has only been described to you by the daughter you have been teaching, as your mother taught you. You're the only one who can stop it, Mother, but you won't be strong enough. Her words are heavy. Of course I'll stop it. Don't worry so much, daughter. No, Mother, I've seen it. You will try to stop it and you will die. But there's another path. Take my power, I give it willingly. It can't be that I'm destined to lose you. It's too cruel. There is one way you can keep me with you. Take my power, I'll live in you, as I once did. I will never leave you. Accept it. You accept your daughter's decision. She is not the child she once was. There is a confidence in her that you have no choice but to respect. You take her back, her power becomes yours. The flood does not come, the village is saved, and no one ever knows the sacrifice that was made for their lives. No one but you. Years have passed, you outlive everyone you used to know. You move on, you meet new people, you start a new life. You have another daughter. This time the vision is yours. The piece of your first daughter that lives in you shows you what is coming. Rotting bodies in the streets, the smell of sickness on the wind. Church bells are ringing for an endless parade of funerals, an entire city whose gates will never reopen. Everyone inside the walls falling to the curse of plague. You are among their number, your body no longer strong enough to heal even itself. You are not enough to stop it. Not as you are. There is another path, a narrow thread. If you were stronger, you could tug at it and unravel the tapestry of the future. Mother, what's wrong? Your daughter will never be as strong as you are, not after what you had to do. But she still carries in her some strength, enough. Explain it to her as it was explained to you. You tell her what's coming, you explain what she has to give up. What you both have to give up. You love your daughter, after all, you will miss her, as you miss your first daughter. She is angry. Even when you try to explain that she will be part of you, that she won't die, she cries and cries, and she tries to run away from you. Fate is attempting to cut its loose thread. The entire city rests on this decision. Seems to me that no matter, I understand we're like highly steeped in metaphor here, but also I have to assume these are the decisions that the past Scarlets made. And that is in some ways the decisions that my character has been making. That a sacrifice needs to continue to be made to keep Scarlet, the Hollow, alive. But it seems like, is it worth it? If this just keeps happening? I guess we are just doomed to continuously be the villain. You do not let your daughter run from you. No plague comes, the city never knows that it would have been a ruin. But there is an unhappiness in you she didn't understand. And what you took of her is angry, confused, restless. You will have to carry that with you. It is part of the burden of what you are. Maybe this is the story of Wayne in some ways. I don't know. No one knows the depth of what you have done. Over the years, you have not escaped notice. Although no one knows. You find yourself in a capital, in a place whose name has changed too many times to count. A war is brewing. The eyes of those who hold fate in their hands are on you, their lips asking which threads to pull and which to cut. And the tapestry is once again revealed to you. The war rages, and it never stops raging, bleeding that spans generations. Children born to die, decades of pain that leave a raw wound on the world. For it ends before it begins. The few die for the sake of the many. You can guide powerful hands to crush those that need crushing. If only you have more power of your own. You call your daughter to you. You raise them differently these days. The disquiet life left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. This quiet left by the reluctant daughter taught you a permanent lesson. They don't need convincing anymore. They are ready to return to you whenever you need them. These are... I understand what the kind of what the game is doing here. We're being forced, not forced necessarily, but definitely given like an obvious kind of answer. And this is undoubtedly what the Scarlets have been doing. They raise a daughter, and for some reason the town requires a sacrifice, and we must continuously sacrifice a daughter, or let it be subject to ruin. But like, if this choice has to keep being made, I will ask again, is that worth it? Maybe just let the town rot. Like, it seems fated to rot. Or do you just like continuously let one person make this miserable decision and let, you know, like, good people live their lives? This daughter joins her sisters easily, as she has been trained to do. You are the only one who will remember her sacrifice and her name. A small rebellion is crushed before it becomes a revolution. The people in power are happy. You leave. You don't want to see any more visions of war. You set your sights on a place where there are no kings. And yet, even an ocean away... I guess this doesn't have to do with Scarlet Hollow. This has to do with a power of an individual. And maybe these places... Like, I keep moving, so it doesn't really have much to do with the town. It seems to have more to do with my character. Like, it may be that this power to see, like, ruin, like, I'm part of that ruin. Maybe, like, does it actually exist? Or is it just something my character is seeing? And yet, even an ocean away, power finds you. A man with aspirations. Anyone can hold power here, you have discovered, if they're vicious enough to want it. The hunger in him senses the power in you, and for a time you humor him. You allow him to give you a life of comfort. You and your daughter. Oh my god. You don't see a future where he ever grows more powerful than you can manage. Not until the vision comes. A war like none the world has witnessed. A fledgling nation devoured in the nest. A man who sits on a throne where none was meant to be. The world under his cruel fist, bowing to its crushing weight. The very ocean stained red by his influence. He is already on his way. You realize too late. You have been too close to him to see it. Your choices have already narrowed. The war is coming whether you strike now or not, the loose threads sticking out from a mass of blood, with you too weak to grasp it. But you have a daughter. You always have a daughter until you don't. It's time to rest. Aren't you tired? Of course you are. But the world needs you. You can't let it end like this. The part of you that is your first daughter can't let you. I see. We don't have a choice here. We have the illusion of choice. She joins her sisters as is her destiny, and you remove him from the world. The hole where he was in it, the hole where he is filled by lesser men, none of whom remember whose shoes they're stepping into, and none of whom can hope to command the way he would have. Blood is spilled, less blood, but you still feel every drop. You hide yourself away from the world. You and your daughter. The visions still find you, but here they are small, the decisions simple. You make them all the same, helping where you can. A storm halted, a conflict settled, until one day when you are shown a dark pit. Splintering wood, debris trapping everyone inside. Is this the mine collapse? Bodies burning as the very rock catches fire. No, it's not yet. Children screaming as their flesh bubbles, then silence as lungs fill with smoke. You know the choice that lies in front of you. Not this time. You take your daughter's hand and you look her in the eyes. They're green like yours. You don't want to do it this time. You stare out over the hills together as a plume of smoke rises into the air, but you can't hear the screams from here. You assume you will die one day like everyone else, like anyone else. After all, you're long past due. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to know your grandchildren before you go. Then the man comes, and with him a vision. He has already decided. He's bringing something here. Something ravenous that doesn't belong, but that has been pressing at the edges of your world, trying to find a way in. It has its way now, whether you help him or not. More of the thread you've followed comes into focus, and for the first time you follow it beyond your death. Disaster after disaster, crisis after crisis. Thousands of years of little cuts that you weren't there to mend. On and on it goes, longer than you can ever hope to follow, its toll eternal and incalculable. There's a new thread, too. If you are patient enough, and if you are strong enough when the moment finally comes, if you do everything right, you can devour this thing that sits outside the world. And it will give you so much power that you will never have to take back a daughter again. You could fix as many things as you'd care to fix. Floods, plagues, wars, kings. You look into her green eyes, so much like yours. You can't. But you did. Make no incorrect choices while retreading the past. You welcome her back as you have with every daughter before her, and you help the man. He is arrogant. He cheats the thing from another world in every way he can. He wastes your time. There will have to be more daughters before the day comes that this will be over. The days and daughters come and go, and you are very patient. You have to be, if you're to stop the hurt that would scar a world without you there to guide it. And now you are here, on the cusp of the end, the final daughter. So this is not a story about the Scarlets, this is a story about Sybil. Or maybe I'm wrong. There's still a chance Sybil might be related to the Scarlet somehow. What are you doing here? Are you real? No, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a dream or not. I've already made my decision anyway. Don't bother trying to talk me out of it. I finally have a real purpose, and now that I know what that purpose has always been, I can't go back, or it would hang over me for the rest of my stupid small life. This is why Kanika was locked by the mystic option for this chapter. Oh. What exactly is she trying to prevent? Do you even know? That thing that Enoch brought, whatever it is, breaking out and causing havoc, and all those disasters my mom would be able to stop if she takes its power for herself. I'm so much smaller than all of that, but in this moment I can be what stops it. I can be big enough, my life can be meaningful. Forgot you. I can't believe it. All day. It's like you just didn't exist. That's okay. That's part of all this. Soon enough you can go back to forgetting and it'll be like all this never happened. You won't even know to be upset about it. You don't have to do this option as last. Do you really feel like you have to sacrifice yourself for your life to have meaning? Working at a shitty little general store in a dying town? Yeah. I would call that pretty meaningless. Yes, I do. You saw what's going to happen if I don't. What am I supposed to do? Go back to my normal life after this, knowing how many people are going to suffer through the generations because I was too selfish to save them? How could I ever live with myself? So what, you're just going to throw your life away because someone else is asking you to? Why do you think yours is less important than anyone else's? I don't. I just know I'm in a position where I can make a difference, and this is how I do that. And I'm just one person. We're not talking about trading one life for another. It's so much bigger than that. All of this is bigger than me. Honestly, the fact that I can have this kind of influence feels like an honor. I'm in the rare position to change the future, and I barely even have to do anything to make it happen. Don't have to do anything. You'll have to die. I'd say that's a pretty considerable thing to do. It's not dying, it's something else. And sure, the whole world is going to forget I ever existed, but at least I'll know I meant something if I can still know things where I'm going. I can't. Quiet, dear. There's no need to let Murphy talk you in circles. You already know the right answer. I don't know anymore. Murphy, you have no idea the kind of danger you're putting yourself in by being here. You think you're doing the right thing, but all you're doing is dooming countless lives, starting with yours. Tabitha, too. I'm sure you've noticed how stressed she's been. She carries an incredible weight on her shoulders. She can finally be free if you let me do what needs doing. Kanika can't save you on her own, but I can. I'm only able to tell you so much, but I tried to show you what I could. I'd hoped you would be able to trust me by now, for your sake. This is the only way your story gets a happy ending. This is what Wayne told you to rip out of her hands? What's supposed to happen to Miles after all this? Are you just going to abandon him? Miles? Oh, Miles. I almost don't care. What the... Did you know I was going to wind up here? Does this throw a wrench into your plans? I did see this possibility. No inevitability, I suppose. I'd hoped it would all be over before you could find me. I know it can be unpleasant to watch. I'd hoped to spare you even if I knew in my heart that all the worthwhile roads for you to walk would bring you here, right before I could finish my work. But your being here only throws a wrench into things if you're unable to grasp the weight of what you're about to do. So ask as many questions as you need to, explore all avenues. I will answer until you understand. It's her life or mine, is that what you're saying? That is a very distinct possibility, yes, though any harm visited on you won't come from me. You're in danger, I'm sure you can feel that, and I make a powerful ally. Believe me when I say I understand the burden that's been placed on you. Wayne, why can't... Well, I kind of want to explore this, if only so that I get her perspective on Wayne. Wayne is already going to take care of me. I don't need your help. Sybil flashes you a pitying look. You poor dear. Do you really think or feel like he's the only one you can turn to? You think I've been manipulating you, yet that man somehow managed to earn your loyalty just because he's kind? Kindness is easy when you're free to lie. Truth is what's hard. I'm giving you the truth now. You call this truth? It's the closest I can get to, yes. Why should I trust you after everything that just happened with Julius? It's a very good point. She kind of totally screwed Julius. Oh, the baby? The one he was supposed to keep incubating until the pumpkin had shriveled in the field? Huh. I gave very clear instructions, you know. It isn't my fault that the Callaways decided it was their property, or that he decided to hatch it while it was still hungry. Yeah, I mean, isn't it your fault though? I feel like part of that falls on your mismanagement of this on the situation. Like, you just didn't care. Which I guess I understand, but at the same time, like, come on. I saw the possibility, I won't lie to you about that. Yeah, there you go. I see many possibilities. It was just as likely that the baby would consume him before anyone was the wiser, or that the pumpkin would be taken to the fair and the thing inside would die where no one could see its suffering. Did you like, for real, did you see the possibility that that your little ritual would go the way it's supposed to go and that Julius would have a child? It seems like you saw all the possibilities that did not involve Julius getting what he wanted, which means you did manipulate him, which means you have the potential to manipulate people, including myself. Sometimes pain is unavoidable. Yeah, that is something that someone says when they are causing pain, to be honest. Julius wanted a fix for everything that had gone wrong for him over the decades of his life. I couldn't provide that, but you told him you could, so you did lie to him. Not after who he had decided to become. It was already too late to stop those consequences from reaching him. I don't disagree with that, but I do disagree with the management of that to manipulate him because he had dirt on you. What kind of dirt did he have? How about you give me that truth? What you're doing now is inviting a future with more pain. Please let me choose the kindest path instead. I don't think I will. What's supposed to happen to Miles? Sure. Of course not. Do you think I haven't had other children in the past? Just because I just become something else to them, someone who still loves them. He won't be alone. He'll still have the both of us, just in a different way than he used to. The question you should be asking yourself is what will happen if you stop this from finishing. Do you think Miles will be better off with a broken family in a town where everyone stays trapped? Let him be free to have a future. I understand perfectly what you're asking, but I would never agree. This stops now. I feel like if I do this, then I prevent myself from being able to actually have agency here. But I'm gonna see how it goes anyway. You reach forward, grabbing Kanika by the arm and doing your best to wrench her free from her mother's grasp. She's all but given up, her wrist limp in your grasp. Her eyes dim and resigned. You pull as hard as you can, expanding more effort on this action than you have on any one movement in your life. I did save. Stop. You don't know what you're doing. Still you pull. Why do you care so much about what happens to me? It's not about you. It's about having agency. It seems to me like one person always having the decision to take someone else's life for the betterment of others isn't sustainable. I Murphy and also the towns of Scarlet deserves to have agency over this decision. It's not for one person to make. Who's to say that you're the only one who can stop this creature? Oh, who's to say, like, it's just kind of selfish and I'll be real, a little narcissistic, I think. Cycle has to break. Yeah. You can feel your body tearing with the effort, but you hold the best you can, even as her hand slips through your fingers. Just to be clear, even if absolutely everyone dies because of this decision, I would still say it's the correct one to make. If only to rob someone of this despicable power. A spark floods Kanika's eyes at the sight of your effort, and her hand grasps your forearm with vigor. Let me go. I don't want to do this anymore. You don't know what you're doing. Kanika, please, you understand. You understand how important this is. I don't think I do. I only understand what you wanted me to understand. You didn't let me think any differently. I'm thinking differently now. I'm getting the hell out of here, and I'm taking Murphy with me. At her declaration, the dream around you starts to waver. It's losing its shape. Come back. It's too late. The illusion is coming apart. The world shifts nauseatingly around you. You feel like you're being buoyed upwards, ascending rapidly, reality rushing to meet you until finally you surface. Oh, look at that. It's Tetanus. Is this Tetanus Lake? You're outside. It's raining. You have no idea where you are. Tulip? Janie? Oh, it's Pastor Daniel. Actually finish episode 5. What a cliffhanger. Yeah. Wonder if there's any names here I recognize. Not a lot of time to look at them all. That's a dang bummer, to be honest. You think you want to try this again? You mean like do another playthrough before the final chapter comes out? I don't know. I definitely want to play through it again, but I would personally want to leave some room between playthroughs so that I can forget things a little bit. I would not want to burn myself out on this, and by burn out myself out on it, I don't want to get tired of that story. I also, to me, I understand they've highly focused and incentivized replayability and different routes and newly discovered sort of tidbits and story elements. However, the other way to look at that is I kind of highly value the catered experience that I have had with Scarlet Hollow. And though I have done a little bit of saving, for the most part, with the exception of that one time I explored Dustin, I pretty much played this very straight-laced. Like I played the route that I got, and I played it exactly the way I wanted to. And I think if I was to explore other routes before I finish the one I've got, I would feel a little bit bad. And I would also, I feel like I would confuse different routes very easily. I have a horrible memory for these kind of details, and holding the story in my head is already a little bit trepidous because there's a lot of things to kind of keep in mind. I guess I think it would be a bad idea for me personally. I was extremely satisfied with my choices. I don't think I ever made a choice, honestly, that I would do that differently. Like certainly there's other things I would like to explore and find out about, but in terms of my morality, in terms of my decision making, I was pretty content with the routes I took. I think they didn't aim for discoverability, but rather the novel experience of having your playthrough. Yeah, and I think, like I say, I think I did it pretty much exactly the way I would want to do it. Um, Thinking about like the major story beats, like the mine, I very much uh, appreciated the result I got from the mine. Concerning the way I handled Reese and his mother, I mean, it's grisly as shit, but like, I kind of appreciate what I got there. It's it's extremely dark. It's grisly as hell, but like the other route seems so much more pragmatic. And I think that's what this game is attacking when I think about it, is it's attacking pragmacy. I feel like the game, the storyline at each of these kind of critical moral moments is attacking complacency and attacking pragmacy. You can't save everyone. You have to make a choice. You have to choose who you are going to keep in the end. And personally, I like Reese. I like Reese, and I don't really like his mom. But then again, like the game is asking the question, okay, but right, Reese's mom, and I'm sorry I forget her name, but like she's a doctor and she helps people as well, and she even helped the people you saved out of the mine. Making that decision means other people will suffer. That is also a form of pragmacy, right? Like, am I going to help Reese's mom so that she can lock away her kid and try and like put a chain around the whole thing? Should have backstabbed Tabitha more with the union, I feel. I think that's true. I think that's the only time I was like a little bit pragmatic, because I wanted to maintain a relationship with Tabitha, and I also didn't think that that would have as major consequences as it did. That being said, I didn't help her all that much, and I also didn't really see the consequences of that, if I'm being honest. Like, maybe that's something we'll see in the final chapters. I'm still a little bit on the fence as to how much I don't like Tabitha, but she's also very easy to not like. I also don't understand Tabitha. I don't really know her perspective because she's very cagey about that. And so the pragmatist, the gamer brain of for me is, I would like to explore that avenue, I guess, more, just so I understand that angle. But that means making a whole bunch of decisions that I'm not really keen on. So that's an interesting thing that the game does. I'm going to call it here. I'll be back on Monday. I'm going to do some more demos on Monday, and then I'll start Citizen Sleeper 2, because I've been extremely looking forward to that. Take it easy. Good game. GG's. Goodbye. Good stream. Bye-bye.